Alright, so this is the OnePlus Pad 3 and I've been using it as my main tablet for the past 2 months. Now compared to the Pad 2, which we absolutely love, this new one comes with a bigger display, a bigger battery and a more powerful chipset. On paper, it's clearly gunning for the premium Android crown and even taking a swing at the iPad. But here's the thing, when OnePlus first announced the Pad 3, they kept the India pricing under wraps. Now we know it's 43,000 rupees, and with that price tag, the verdict becomes a whole lot clearer. So let's get into it, and if you're into long-term reviews like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so let's start with the display because that's the most important thing about any tablet, and honestly, OnePlus nails it. This 13.2-inch LTPS LCD with a 3.4K resolution and 144Hz refresh rate has been a total treat over the past 2 months. Super crisp, super smooth, exactly what you want on a big screen. The colors are also punchy, contrast is great, it almost feels like you're looking at an AMOLED. Almost. You'll catch it slipping when you tilt the tablet and see the colors shift or when the blacks look a little more gray than deep. But because it's a 12-bit panel, everything just pops with extra vibrancy. Brightness is same as last year, 600 nits normally and 900 in high brightness mode. And yeah, that's more than enough. Indoors, outdoors, even while doom scrolling by a window, I never had any visibility issues. And I know some people complain about bezels, but on a tablet this big, I think they're actually a good thing. You've got somewhere to hold it without accidental touches, and that makes it more practical. The 7:5 aspect ratio is perfect for reading and browsing, but yeah, you will get black bars when watching videos. That said, watching stuff on here is still really fun. It's Dolby Vision certified, so most content just looks fantastic. Netflix barely doesn't support Dolby Vision on this tablet, but YouTube HDR works fine. And those speakers, massive upgrade. You've got 4 woofers and 4 tweeters now. The sound is loud, clean, and even at max volume, I barely heard any distortion. Plus for Bluetooth, you've got support for pretty much every high-res codec. aptX, aptX HD, LDAC, LHDC, you name it. Now let's talk design because the OnePlus Pad 3 looks a bit different this year. For starters, the big circular camera island is gone. It's now a pill-shaped module pushed off to the side, and it actually makes the back look way cleaner. The sides are flat instead of rounded, which gives it a more premium feel in the hand. Even the pogo pins for the keyboard accessory have moved, they're on the back panel now. It is heavier though, last year's Pad 2 was 584 grams, this one's 675. But it's still super slim at just under 6mm and the weight is balanced really well. This time you get 2 colors, Frosted Silver and Storm Blue, both of which look pretty slick. Couple of downsides though. First, there's no cellular model, not even an eSIM option, which feels like a missed opportunity for a premium tablet. And second, for biometrics, it's just basic face unlock through the camera. No fingerprint scanner at all, which is kinda annoying. Now I've been testing the OnePlus Pad 3 with its new keyboard Folio and the setup is really good. The keyboard still comes in 2 parts, where the top half snaps magnetically to the back and works as a sturdy kickstand, while the keyboard itself connects to the pogo pins. And just like before, you can detach the keyboard and use it separately as a Bluetooth keyboard, which is super handy. One thing to remember though is that since OnePlus moved the pogo pins and changed the mounting, you can't actually use your old OnePlus Pad 2 keyboard here. Typing on the new keyboard though feels just as good as before. The keys have solid travel, the layout is natural, and I hit my usual typing speed right away. There's also a dedicated AI button for launching Gemini. The trackpad is also big, smooth, and works great. Now OnePlus didn't release a new stylus this year, but the Pad 3 works perfectly with the Stylo too. I saw no noticeable lag, plus the Pad 3 has great pressure sensitivity and solid palm rejection. Alright, now let's get into performance because after using the Pad 3 for 2 months, I can tell you that this thing absolutely flies. It's running the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, same as the OnePlus 13 and other top Android flagships. For RAM and storage, you can pick between a 12GB LPDDR5X model and 256GB UFS 4.0 or go all out with 16GB LPDDR5T and 512GB storage. Now I threw every benchmark at it. AnTuTu scores were always above 2.6 million and in 3D Mark's Wildlife Extreme stress test, the Pad 3 stayed pretty stable at 82.7%. That big chassis definitely helps with heat management, especially compared to phones. Gaming is great too. BGMI runs at 120 FPS and actually sticks to it with no stutters or drops. But the biggest surprise for me with the Pad 3 has been software. Out of the box, you get OxygenOS 15 based on Android 15 for tablets. And OnePlus is promising 3 years of major updates and 6 years of security patches. Now, OxygenOS 15 is packed with features that make everyday use so much smoother. There's of course split-screen multitasking and my personal favorite, Open Canvas, which lets you run 3 apps side by side and add a fourth as a floating window. Even iPhone and Mac users get O+ Connect for easy transfers. Plus, you get loads of built-in AI tools, which I actually ended up using a lot for work. But there is an issue, and it's the classic Android tablet problem. The software still lacks polish. Google Docs, for example, acts weird between the app and Chrome. And if you're a designer or creator used to an iPad, you'll miss out on apps like Procreate and DaVinci Resolve. Even the productivity apps that are available sometimes feel half-baked or get updates late. I mean, maybe the upcoming Chrome OS Android merge will sort this out, but for now, this is one of the weak spots on the OnePlus Pad 3. Alright, moving to the cameras, and I'm not going to be spending too much time here because honestly, who uses a tablet as their main camera these days anyway? The Pad 3 has a 13 megapixel sensor on the back. It's fine for scanning documents or taking a quick shot if your phone's dead, but don't expect anything amazing. It can shoot 4K at 30 FPS, which is nice to have, but that's about it. On the front, you get an 8 megapixel that does 1080p at 30 FPS, perfectly fine for video calls, Zoom meetings, or the occasional selfie if you really want to. Nothing special, but it gets the job done. For the battery, the Pad 3 is packing a massive 12,140 mAh battery, which is a huge jump from last year. I've been getting 8 to 9 hours of screen on time even when I really push it. Charging speeds have also been upgraded. You now get 80-watt fast charging, which charges the Pad 3 from 0 to full in just under 90 minutes, which is perfectly fine for a battery this big. So after 2 months with the OnePlus Pad 3, I can honestly say that it is a solid all-rounder for the price. If you're hunting for an iPad alternative, the OnePlus Pad 3 really gets the basics right. You've got a gorgeous display, top-notch performance, and accessories that actually feel useful. Add in the ecosystem perks if you're already in the OnePlus world, and it all comes together nicely. Even when you factor in the smart keyboard and the Stylo 2, which you'll have to buy separately, you're still looking at just over 50,000 rupees for the full setup. And for what this thing offers, that's a pretty competitive price. Honestly, I don't have any major complaints here, just a couple of small nitpicks, nothing deal-breaking. Which is why I have no hesitation in recommending the Pad 3 as long as it lines up with what you're expecting from a tablet.